man is in the hospital after he was mauled by a pack of dogs in Mira Mesa.
And San Diego police tell us he is the owner of those dogs, which are a special breed known for their size and strength. Our Tony Shin joins us live from Mira Mesa with reaction from witnesses. Tony.
Yeah, Phil and Christina, talk about some frightening moments. That horrible attack happened right here behind me at this playground. According to police, the dogs are called XL bullies, and it took a police taser to stop that attack. These are pictures of the dogs that Steve Marto says viciously attacked a man at Mesa Viking Neighborhood Park, which is right across the street from his Mira Mesa home. At first, he didn't know San Diego police officers were trying to capture dogs.
I just saw that they had something trapped in the weeds over here. I thought it was a person at first because they were talking about setting up perimeters and stuff.
But Steve says he quickly realized that the officers were trying to round up 3 powerful-looking dogs.
They were big. They were like, I guess they call them XL bullies. It's like they're just like massive muscle.
Steve says he didn't know until later that the dogs had attacked their owner at the children's playground. You could see signs of a struggle, clothes on the ground, a shoe left behind, and also a broken golf club lying in the grass.
I was seeing the man was laying down right there.
This woman didn't want us to use her name. She says when she came outside, she could hear a man screaming, and she saw a child.
The child was over that way and he just crossing by, but the child is not nearby.
San Diego police say witnesses called 911 at around noon, and officers with lights and sirens quickly got to the park and saw 3 dogs attacking a man, biting him all over his body. A child was with him, but not hurt. Good Samaritans tried to help the man by hitting the dogs with shovels and possibly this golf club. An officer used a taser to stop the attack.
An officer was able to break up the dogs that fled. The injured male was taken to the hospital with unknown injuries at this time.
Officers were able to quickly capture 2 of the dogs, but with a third still on the loose. Nearby Erickson Elementary School was placed in lockdown, and parents were notified by email.
Found out it was a dog attack. Very sad, very scary.
That school is very safe. All the gates are closed and there's a lock.
Fortunately, officers located the 3rd dog at the owner's home, which is not far away from the park.
I don't understand why somebody would want to have 3 dogs that size. You're just looking for a problem, in my opinion.
At this point, we do not know the condition of that victim, and we are still trying to find out exactly what will happen with those 3 dogs. That's the latest from here. Reporting live in Mira Mesa, I'm Tony Shin. Phil and Christina will send it back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you.
And the owner of 3 XL bully dogs who was mauled and killed by the animals in a Mira Mesa park has now been identified. 26-year-old Pedro Ortega was walking with his 4-year-old son when the attack happened. CBS 8's David Gottfredson spoke with Humane Society officers about this investigation.
So that's the blood smudge.
Rich and Kevin Pratt showed me doorbell video of one of 3 dogs that fatally attacked their owner Friday in Mesa Viking Park in Mira Mesa.
Look at this big red pit bull.
The dog wandered into their garage right after the attack, covered in blood, with wounds from a taser that police had used on the animal.
He was a large XL bully, probably brown normally, but looked red because of all the blood and taser darts in him.
A memorial now marks the spot where the owner, 26-year-old Pedro Ortega, was attacked as he walked with his unleashed dogs around noon on Friday with his 4-year-old son. The boy was not injured, but Ortega died at the hospital.
That must be very brutal for the kid. That would be traumatic.
A Good Samaritan who tried to stop the attack also was injured. San Diego Humane Society police officers were able to capture 2 of the dogs, but the 3rd dog ran away and was later caught. The Humane Society says all 3 of the dogs were euthanized.
An XL bully breed is not exactly a breed in its own. It's a mix of large Mastiff-type bully breeds.
Lieutenant Regina Price with the Humane Law Enforcement says They don't know what started the mauling.
There's footage of the owner walking to the park with the dogs. As of now, we have not located footage to show what exactly happened.
There were 3 pit bulls, 2 brown, 1 white.
This jogger says he saw the dog owner the day before the attack in the same park, surrounded by children playing nearby.
For me, I think it's just irritation. There's always a bunch of little kids running around here. I mean, there's a bunch of dogs always playing unleashed.
That officer told me she couldn't remember the last time there was a fatal dog attack in San Diego County, and she's been with the Humane Society for 12 years. In Mira Mesa, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
New details emerge surrounding the deadly dog attack at a Mira Mesa park. San Diego Humane Society confirming the 3 dogs that killed their owner just feet away from an elementary school have all been put down. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Max Goldwasser. Officials say a second victim who stepped in to try to help the man suffered serious injuries. Those physical wounds, though, paired with emotional scars, as tonight a memorial for the man killed continues to grow. ABC 10 News reporter Ava Kirshner was back in Mira Mesa tonight, and she spoke with a neighbor who says the dogs even got into their own home.
Neighbors telling me it was a bizarre and scary afternoon in Mira Mesa after 3 dogs attacked and killed their owner. Now I'm standing almost right where the attack happened, where now there's a growing memorial for the man who was killed. You can see lit candles, a basketball, RIP P.O. we love you, and the words soon to be a daddy written on the sidewalk in chalk. A walk in the park taking a fatal turn. A man who we now know was 26-year-old Pedro Ortega was with his son by a playground when he was mauled by his own 3 dogs.
You don't really have stuff like this that happens here, so hearing like somebody's face got mangled at this park.
Witnesses trying to break up the attack by hitting the dogs with golf clubs. When the officers arrived, they tased the canines as they ran off.
And he'll appear right over here.
Moments after the attack, new video shows one of the dogs walking into a nearby garage. The homeowner staying still to not provoke the dog, which he said was panting and covered in blood. Blood, he realized, that wasn't his own.
He was skinny. You could see all of his ribs. He was covered in blood, head to toe, so it was probably not his own. And he had taser darts sticking out of him.
Remnants of the encounter still visible days later.
So yeah, we still have blood on the car from where he wiped his face when he went through it.
The other dogs also ran off after the attack, prompting a lockdown at a nearby elementary school. All 3 were eventually captured, put into a bite quarantine, and humanely euthanized after being signed over by a second owner. Police say a second victim suffered serious bite injuries and is now recovering in the hospital.
I've never seen anything like this happen here before, and hope it never happens again.
The Humane Society determined the dogs were an XL bully breed. In Mira Mesa, Ava Kirshner, ABC 10 News.